I hate the fact that this film gets thrown in with the other Saw films as torture porn, because this has one scene of torture and the rest is a mystery thriller, never intending to be that. So please stop putting this fantastic film with the others. Now let's get to the review. Welcome back to my channel. This is Let's Be Real with Brad. I talk about movies, TV shows, and do all sorts of fun, exciting videos on the channel. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button, drop a like on this video, and hit that notification bell, as it would be gladly appreciated. Today, we are starting our Saw weekly marathon all the way up into the new Saw film titled Spiral from the Book of Saw that comes out May 14th, hopefully. We will start with the film that started it all with 2004's Saw. This is a film that I've only seen twice in my lifetime, and it's indeed a damn shame. This is an excellent, well-made horror film that shows that you can do with a tiny budget and tons of creativity, hard work, and talent. James Wan and Leigh Whannell created this off-kilter, terrifying, and uncomfortable horror film that instantly became a horror classic and a must-watch during the Halloween season. What works so well in this first film is the psychological horror aspect. When you think of the Saw franchise, you automatically think of the gruesome, disturbing imagery this film has, but this film doesn't have that much of it. In all honesty, this is because most of it was constrained due to budget limitations, so Wan and Whannell needed to develop very creative ways to make this film work. This is one of the most original stories for a horror film in the 21st century. To make a film about these two random guys stuck in this disgusting bathroom with a dead guy in the middle of the floor, with the film slowly revealing as a mystery, is just fascinating and so interesting to me. Most of this extraordinary original story was put together with the terrific screenplay this film has. Whannell was credited as the sole screenwriter who was able to flesh out this premise and create this in a murder mystery horror film that was offering a mystery that was executed exceptionally well, with even being presented out of order, which was a pleasant surprise on the second watch. My next positive is the horror. I think the horror itself gets a 10 out of 10 in my book. For an under $2 million movie from over 17 years ago, I mean, it can still be terrifying, uncomfortable, and jaw-dropping. That earns that rating, no doubt. The horror traps that made this movie and series so iconic are fantastic. But I will say I was very impressed with how much suspense and edge-of-my-seat thrills this film was able to create. The movie really starts to mess with your head by the end of the film, being extremely disturbing, feeling so natural and horrifying. I would have this ranked as one of my personal scariest films of all time. The score is also pretty awesome, with the theme being so iconic to horror movie fans, primarily when used in the epic, iconic last shot of the film. The production design is also remarkable, considering they shot it at a studio with already built-in sets to modify it. The most impressive and iconic is the disgusting, broken down bathroom the two main characters are in. The production designers had to build this from scratch, making it look and feel so authentic. James Wan also does a fantastic job behind the camera because he was highly rushed with the film. He had no time to create storyboards, with only being able to get 2 takes for each scene. Wan had to make sure everything was correct the first time it was shot, which at times looks fantastic in this film. He added so many iconic and memorable shots that horror fans all know and have ingrained into our memories at this point. I also think the cinematography is excellent, really offering that colorless, dark, and sort of bluish look to the film. It doesn't look polished or feels overindulgent in itself for this low-budget horror film. The acting is very good for a low-budget film. It does have its issues for sure that we will get to, but getting more prominent names like Danny Glover and Cary Elves is quite impressive, as they had the best performances in the film. Now, let's get into the negatives, and there is a handful, starting with the directing. Being James Wan's debut and being rushed as he did a fantastic job, as it does look great. There are times where the shots could have been much more prominent, as you do see. Some of the shots do feel quite rushed and not as impressive. There's also these fast-paced, crazy shots that are pretty annoying and haven't aged very well since it came out. The second being Leigh Whannell's performance. Early on, some of his line delivery is pretty bad. It is very inconsistent because one dialogue will be awful and the next is brilliant overall. This is defined as a classic for the reason as it should, because 17 years later, this film holds up so incredibly well, being an inspirational cult classic that should be seen by horror movie buffs and fans alike. It has an excellent, well put together story and screenplay that always leaves you guessing and wanting to see what happens next. I am giving Saw an 8 out of 10. So, have you seen the first Saw film? And if you have, what did you think of the film and where does it rank in your best of horror movies list? Let me know down below in the comments section. As always, I will see you all in the following video.